We also got another rookie to talk about it from last year, and that's Dru Phillips, who's gone ahead and fixed his eyes. So he had LASIK surgery recently there. So very curious to see what happens there. Listen, it's one of the things you don't ever hear much with NFL athletes or even pro athletes in general, except for sometimes baseball because they wear the goggles in the batter's box and stuff like that. But, you don't really hear very often about NFL players having trouble with vision. And it's a huge thing. How many times in football do you hear the term vision thrown around? He doesn't have the vision to see the ball. He doesn't have the vision to find the receiver. He doesn't have the vision to find the gap. He doesn't have the vision to, you hear that over and over and over again. But you never, ever, for some reason, hear any comments whatsoever about players that have eyesight issues at that point. Well, Dru Phillips, like I said, he's gone ahead and gotten LASIK surgery. And I don't care, listen, if he's wearing contacts on the field, which I heard he was wearing something to help his eyesight, they said in the article I read. So obviously I'm assuming contacts because I never saw glasses on him. If they actually fix his eyesight to being, much better without having the uncomfortableness of wearing contacts. I know a lot of people that I've talked to in the past. Again, I'm blessed with having better than 20/20 vision. But I've talked to people in the past that quite frankly have trouble feeling comfortable with, contacts on. So, it's a nice thing to see that he's getting the problem fixed. It's another good thing to look forward to with year 2 of Andru Phillips because, yeah, this is going to be a nice season for him. And this could be a big part of it here. If this improves his vision, this improves him as a player. Point blank. And he already had a goddamn impressive rookie year. And I feel like I need to keep giving this kid kudos because quite frankly, when we drafted him, Rob and I were like, whoa, hold on a second. This kid's a project. Why would you draft him like that? We were wrong, point blank. I admit freely we're wrong. We're not always right by any stretch of the imagination. We're right much more often than we're wrong. This kid was a kid we thought was going to be a project, and he came in and he balled out pretty much right away. Set the tone for the secondary. That was weird. He was the guy that was, setting that tone as a rookie. Look at guys like, Adoree Jackson, for example, who's his whole entire career was a guy that wouldn't go after running backs, basically, just cowered away from hitting a running back. Well, with Dru Phillips next to him, just smacking right into a running back, guess who started doing it last year? Adoree Jackson. Dru Phillips was a leader as a rookie. And I got to give him a lot of credit for that. And I give him credit for working hard in the training camp and working hard in the offseason to fix some of the issues that we saw on tape of him when he was in college. Because there was some issues with him as far as his turning of his hips, some of his, the slight motions at that point. So, it's a great thing to see, and I think he deserves a lot of kudos for that. And I think Jerome Henderson does as well, who's obviously gone now as the secondary coach for the Giants there. But again, I think he deserves a lot of credit as well because he was the guy's position coach. So,
thanks for watching. Like the show? Of course you do, or you would have turned it off by now and not be hearing me. There are plenty of ways to support the show. YouTube is the best place to join us, and we offer memberships there with fun benefits like custom emojis and early access to video clips. Of course, there you can also send super chats and stickers to send one-time support payments. The best way to support the show is to buy these drunk idiots beers at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Along with one-time support payments, there are also monthly plans, so you can continue to help kill their livers each month. You can also show people that you are a goofball by visiting our store at 2giantgoofballs-shop.fourthwall.com. We got everything from shirts, hats, phone cases, funny candles, buttons, stickers, and even a 2 Giant Goofballs towel to dry off your goofballs. Of course, you can always support the show for free by simply hitting the like, subscribe, and share button wherever you are watching or listening to this. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show tremendously, and quite frankly, the goofballs suck at marketing and need your help to get the word out. Thank you for being part of the Goofball Army and for taking the time out to support the show.
If you like that clip,
then you will love the full episodes too.
Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm
subscribe.